Hey guys, and it's time for part 4 of the Ultimate Guide to Dark Souls 2. So today we are doing No Man's Wharf.
Yep. So we're going to start off, of course, as ever we start in Majula. We're going to go to the first bonfire, which we got at the end of the Haid City video. If you don't have it, please go back and watch Haid. You'll be able to find the link at the end of this video anyway. Now, of course, the first thing we're going to do in No Man's Wharf, if you haven't already, which we have done, is Lucatiel stands behind the bonfire, so exhaust her dialogue, rest again. Once Lucatiel leaves, you've completed that section and you can proceed into No Man's Wharf. But you want to exhaust Lucatiel's dialogue before you go any further. She will stand like right here, but she's gone because we've done it.
Yeah, so moving swiftly on.
We should mention as well, by the way, just before we do begin, sorry, but if your No Man's Wharf is what is now known as Disco Wharf, where it's not loaded properly and it's all white and inverted and shit, quit the game, reload it, hopefully it changes.
So No Man's Wharf is an important area because it gives you a bunch of large Titanite shards,
Yep.
which means that we can upgrade our weapon even further for the next area, so it's quite important in that sense. Now, it's a fairly small area and it's pretty easy as well.
Also an Estus shard in here, as well as another crystal lizard, so
Yeah.
these are things that you want to grab, and of course, Varanians.
Right, so these guys, the guys with the helmets, the little Dragonborn helmets, they can drop their armor set. They can also drop the Varanian sword.
And shield.
And
Scimitar from the Power Stance curved sword wielders, and the Sibo from the archers.
yeah.
So
That's
that's
it for them.
pretty much it, yeah.
So moving on, you've got all the items in this area, and there's
Time to advance.
yeah. So this is kind of like a little side area off to
Yeah.
the sort of the main part. So moving along, there's just generally more enemies. There's also a random like hollow infantry as well.
Yeah,
Now-
and just to be a nuisance,
Now,
really.
behind them, the platform, you'll see it
It
doesn't
fall.
but the platform right there to the like right that falls. So watch out for that.
It's fine though, because if you land in the water, then you can just walk straight ahead.
Yeah. So
And
remember,
you can
pick
get
up
out.
that item in the water, and then you've got some more guys to deal with. Now, just try and funnel them, and then just poke them.
Yeah, like take advantage of the two-handed longsword poke. You're on this narrow walkway, you can funnel them straight in. So that's not a problem. Now, you want to go in here first due to the fact there's a guy up top who plunging attacks, but you've probably taken care of him already. And now the last of the hollow infantry, and now there is a new enemy here known as the Dark Stalkers.
Now, they can drop a bunch of things, and they're kind of menacing looking, but if you get torches, they're scared of the fire and they'll run away. Now, eventually they'll get used to it and attack you, but you want to take advantage of this period. Now,
Yeah.
these things can drop the Tattered Cloth set, longswords, broadswords, and radiant life gems.
And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And you're it's not, there's more than one of them in this area as expected. So
They also cause bleeding as well, so watch out for that.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to this side bit here to the left as you went up the first set of stairs. It splits off to the left, which is this this building here. It goes up a bit and then it comes out at the top of the stairs, which leads to like the third area. Kind of, this is like where you progress. But we're going to go back down the stairs, back to the sort of second area, but it's just to show that that building only has that one ring in it.
yeah. We should also mention, by the way, that the Darkstalkers, as Tony said, they do bleeding damage, but they are also very, very hard to dodge their swings for some reason. Like, I just have so much trouble with it, and I think quite a few people do due to the fact that their attack angles are so wide.
Yeah, so you just
They are
don't want to
tough.
get ganked with them. There is a next area where there's a bunch of them, but so just watch out for that. But
there's 5 of them in the one place.
we'll get to that. Anyway, so there's these sleeping enemies here that easy just swing at them or try and backstab one of them. They'll all wake up and then they'll just start attacking you. So
Yep. Try not to roll into the building because there's a couple of like wooden pots outside, and if you roll into them, it wakes them up.
yeah,
So just try and
so you
like-
can definitely get a backstab on one of them before they wake up.
Yep, and this chest here should contain
Brigand
the
set.
Brigand set. Yes.
Which is
Not
a really
the
good
bandit
set.
not the bandit set.
Yeah.
The Brigand set. The Dark Souls 1 bandit set has made a return.
Yep. And
Obviously they knew that.
so this guy here normally jumps off and drop attacks like that,
Like
but he
so.
just didn't for some reason.
But you're on the stairs, so take advantage of your poke attack once again.
Now you want to come up here and there's a box which is kind of slightly hidden, I guess, because it's in a bunch of other wooden things.
But that contains repair powder, which is very handy.
Now, for a certain NPC that we'll show you later on, you want to kill the guys that are up here because they'll shoot you when you get to them, and it's a total pain in the arse. So just kill that guy.
Yep, and now what you can do is run and jump the gap.
Yeah, so you can run and jump that gap there to take you back to the top of the stairs area that we were at, but regardless, there's still a couple other things we want to do.
I was looking for the last guy that was hanging around.
So here's a Ferris lockstone entrapment. Now, this one lights up this giant chandelier at the top. Now, due to this, in this playthrough, you really don't need it. It's not particularly helpful, and I mean, this is showing you what it does.
Yeah, here's footage of it anyway.
But we recommend not using a Ferris lockstone on it because it just makes our guide and the way we do things a bit more difficult, I guess, because you need to go and try and source another lockstone, because we've managed to balance it out that there's no backtracking or anything to get these things.
Yeah, and to put it simple, like the only other lockstone available to you right now is 4,000 souls worth.
So here's another thing, right? You need to ring this bell to bring the ship in. Now, it's just a little aside. You can shoot the bell and the ship will come in, and the ship is how you advance. So you can shoot that before you get to it, but regardless, you still need to go up that way. So
yeah, you still need to go up that way before you can unlock the shortcut. The shortcut closes in NG+, so you don't actually gain anything from it. And of course, that's an item that a lot of people miss. A nice little soul packet sitting just up there.
So remember, that's just above where that first Darkstalker was. So here we are, and that's like the second level. We took the left, took us up to that building. We came out of that building, and this torch lit up bit here is the bit that you can jump off to from where we said. So
you're gonna want to light the torch here because we get attacked by the dog for whatever reason. But you're gonna want to light the torch because there's quite a few Darkstalkers coming up.
Yeah. And
it's important that you take these guys out because there's a very, very important NPC. For quite a few users, actually, Gavilan is rather important. So we're going to go ahead and rush into the Darkstalkers and try and hold them off.
Yeah, take advantage of their scared, the scared stance. You want to kill them when they're sort of reeling back as quickly as you possibly can, because again they will hit you.
Yeah, and you can see that you can get them in one combo, no problem. And this right in front of us here is Emit Force, a
useful ranged miracle. Again, it's not as good as it once was. Now, you can jump off there
and drop down, and
then that will unlock the shortcut. But like I said, you can jump off down into there, but we'll come back the proper way to show you how to get there legitimately.
Yeah, that is the shortcut. If you shot the bell with your bow, that is the shortest you can possibly make the run, is to drop down there.
Yeah,
because you have to come through it either way.
So into this room here, there's a bunch of Darkstalkers. Now remember, if you do light up the chandelier, all the Darkstalkers that are out there will be running away. But again, you can just light the torch and it has the same effect. So you still don't want to waste the Ferris lockstone on it.
Yep, just take them one at a time. Of course, when they do that little crazy thing with their hands where they cover their face and shit, that is them going into their frenzy where they no longer give a shit about the torch.
Yeah.
So target the ones that are doing that. Now there's two up here, so you want to try. We failed to do it completely, but you really do want to try luring one and not the other. I don't know why that one ran away.
Yeah.
This one's glitching out like all hell for some reason, but you can take them out in one combo, no problem. And there you go, drop the tattered cloth hood or robe. I couldn't see what it was, but yeah, now you can put your torch away because you're going to open this door and say hello to the lovely dwarf Gavilan. Now, first things first, this is the trapped chest, so keep your shield out because it's either going to be poison, like this, or it's going to be a white fog where you pull up your Drangleic shield and you take no damage at all from the crossbow, but it's silver talismans.
And in here is the greatsword. Now, this is an important item for this particular run because we will be using the greatsword later on.
Yeah, we'll be using the greatsword for any boss that our other weapon basically isn't.
Now, this is Gavilan. If you talk to him, he'll move to the next area, which is Earthen Peak. Now, he sells the Ring of Giants, which is increases your poison wolfring. Essentially, he sells poison arrows and a bunch of other poison mosses, throwing knives, and poison resin.
You want to buy all 20 poison throwing knives because
they're just useful at this stage. Now, you want to buy them because, again, they're useful, and we want to show you all the NPC's quests. His quest line is you spend 16,000 souls or something like that on him, and eventually he'll give you the Gurm Great Axe and the Doors of Faris. Now, you can kill him to get the Gurm Great Axe as well if you want, but we're obviously not going to be doing that.
You can also sell him items, so we're not going to sell him anything unless it's a duplicate, due to the fact that we want to show you guys what is available. So like drops, of course, he's going to get rid of, but we end up not selling him anything anyway. But exhaust his dialogue, and that gets him to move into Harvest Valley. But right now, it's all about that great sword and then poison knives, because I do believe we use them against the boss so that we can advance an NPC questline.
So the great thing about the fire longsword is you'll kill all the enemies in this area retardedly fast.
Yeah.
2 hits down, and in some enemies, 1 two-handed poke will kill them. So
like the hollow archers.
So this is how you get to the bell legitimately. You just pull the lever, and that'll bring the ship in.
We've already
done it, so
the ship's in. But that's Life Gem and Homeward Bone. Now down here, you want to turn around and just don't go down the stairs, just go to the middle platform here, grab these fire arrows and walk away. Because
there's 2 Darkstalkers down there, and
there's nothing there.
Yeah, and you can come in through that door down there.
Which is the wrong way to do it. That door is essentially 100% useless.
Yep. That's still there, and that means you need to fight 2 Darkstalkers. Now remember, those fire arrows are incredibly useful. Do not use them until we fucking tell you to use them. Or if, in case you just want to know just now, don't use them until the gutter or go to... No, Black Gulch. Black Gulch is when we use the fire arrows for the first time. So
now you want to go ahead and put your poison moss on, because there's a couple of poison pots here. So you want to go in, 2 enemies, take them out nice and easy, backstab 1, rip into the other one with your fire sword, because it does a hell of a lot of damage. There is an easier way to do this. If you do have iron arrows, you can iron arrow the pots and poison both of them at the same time.
Yeah, but it's
one way.
1 moss is, fuck it, do you know what I mean?
1 moss is easily replaced. Now this is the chest here. Now there is a wall on the left that you will see. You want to be very quick after you break that wall, because there's a lizard on the other side.
Yeah. Now again, when you're dealing with the longsword and the lizard, you want to hit them. You'll miss with the second hit, but you'll hit with the third one every time. So just do the
lock
R1
on,
combo.
keep swinging, and that's a large shard and 2 regular Titanite shards.
Stuff that is very handy at this point.
Yep, of course, we just grabbed an Estus shard, and there's a bunch of little soul packets in here, as well as in the chest, the Royal Soldier's Ring. Now that increases your equipment load, which makes it, but it's just better.
Means
you can wear more stuff.
Bulk up a little bit.
Yeah, you can bulk up, you can wear more stuff. Now there's only a couple of more items we want to get out of no Mans Wharf before we proceed and kill the boss. So the next place we're going is actually
to the shortcut, I think.
Yep, we're going to go get the shortcut. We're going to show you where Lucatiel's summon sign is.
Yeah.
For the boss. Now Lucatiel's quest line is particularly annoying in the fact that she's a summon for 4 bosses, but she must survive at least 3 of the encounters to complete her quest line. So we're going to summon her for every boss available except the Rotten. Yeah,
because it is very, very hard to get her to survive the Rotten, and it makes beating the Rotten actually much more difficult.
Yep. Now this is an action wall, so you have to walk up, press the action button, X if you're PlayStation, A button if you're Xbox, or whatever it is for PC.
So, but we got 2 large Titanite shards there, or maybe just 1. However, the point is we got an
more
amount
upgrade materials is what we got, so it's always worth going there. Now there's just like the 1 Varanian here, I think it is. But he's one of the curved sword guys, the ones that can drop the scimitar, like there.
Yep.
Just beware though, these guys can combo you and do quite a nice bit of damage.
That door that was to your left there, remember when we said that you can drop down? That is where you'll drop down to. And this is the shortcut.
Yeah, this takes you to that to the first place where all of them were sleeping on the bottom floor, where you got the brigand set.
Yeah.
And that's where this shortcut takes you. So if you do die and you go way back to the first part, you can just run up through this building straight through it. And that is Lucatiel's summon sign. We're going to come back for that because we want to clear the area out because we want Lucatiel to survive the boss fight.
Yeah.
Because this is probably the easiest boss that Lucatiel can survive.
The issue with Lucatiel's quest is that although she's there, it's like, oh, you can summon her and she'll help you with the boss. Really, she's a fucking liability because you need to keep her alive if you want to do her quest.
Yeah.
So it means that you want to make sure that things are going to go as smooth as absolute possible.
Now, of course, as we said, she's cleaned up the last items. So there's a human effigy and a life gem there. Now, these guys are kind of sneaky, trying our best not to roll in the water because we want to keep those dark lurkers off of us.
Yeah.
Dark stalkers, rather.
Another point to make with Lucatiel is that if she does die during one of the boss fights, you can just quit out and then do the boss fight again. It's just if you complete the boss fight with her dead, then you're not going to get another chance at it. So just remember that as a little hint. Now, up here is an NPC called Carhillion of the Fold. Now, we'll deal with him in a later video when we come back to do his quest line. He'll only interact with you once you have 8 intelligence. But at this stage, if you If you kill him, he'll drop the
Northern Ritual Ring +1.
Yeah, but
Which-
otherwise we'll deal with his full quest in a later video.
And what Northern Ritual Ring does, it increases the amount of spells you have, but it reduces the health. And of course the +1 ring is going to increase your spell usage by a decent bit, but it's also going to reduce your health by a great bit as well. Now right here you want to quickly run up and take out this archer, because these guys throw little oil pots at you, and if you get set on fire with, like, say, a fire arrow, which these guys are prone to use, you're going to explode and take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite simple. Just take out the guys in the ship. There's one more guy up the back. I believe he's actually up at the steering column of the ship.
Yeah.
Yep, he is.
So once we've killed this guy, we can go back to get Lucatiel, essentially.
Yeah, now that all the enemies that are going to pose us any trouble are gone. Remember, Dark Workers, we did leave 2 of them behind, but there are no items there. And the reason for leaving those 2 behind is you can simply light a torch and proceed without any worry at all.
Yeah. Now, the reason we killed those guys that were hanging off the edge is if you came up here with Lucatiel, they'll come up, like 3 of them, will come up behind you. So you'll be with Lucatiel on the ship, and then you'll have an extra 3 people to deal with. Now, although Lucatiel probably wouldn't die due to that setup, because NPCs have a lot of health, the chances are you could end up, like, taking a whole bunch of hits because of it.
The chances are as well is that enemy AI in this game isn't exactly amazing, so possibly one of the Varanians could end up knocking Lucatiel off.
Yeah.
And in which case you will have to quit and reload the game. But what we've done here is, because we've been going through it without taking a break, we're going to have to use one of those repair powders, but that's not a problem because the Warf gave us one.
Yeah, and you may or may not need to. We just felt that we wanted to do it at that point just to make sure, because we didn't want our weapon breaking mid-boss fight.
Again.
So again, it's just something to watch out for, but that isn't particularly related to this.
Now there is nothing to gain from going in here, or this is what I mean by the AI. What the fuck is Lucatiel doing? Like, seriously. But proceeding on anyway, it's time to take out the boss. Now you want to take your time moving along these platforms because Dark Souls 2 AI, B Team FromSoft, thank you very much. But you want to make sure Lucatiel's like right on your ass.
Because Lucatiel can and has fallen off the pier before.
Lucatiel can walk off of her own accord. So now what we're going to do just before we take on the Flexor Century is of course going to go ahead and equip the poison throwing knives.
I don't know if we did do it in this one actually.
I'm sure we did. I'm sure that we ended up doing it because we want Lucatiel to survive.
In fact, no, we didn't. Not in this one, I don't think. Did we?
Yes, we did. Because we end up buying 20 of them.
No, we didn't. Anyway, right, so this is...
without Lucatiel.
Yeah, this is just solo, just to show you how easy the Flexor Century really is.
100 block shield and that's your problem solved. Flexor can't even touch you.
Yeah, I mean, the point is that you can poison the Flexor Century. Most of the bosses can be poisoned, but...
Other than Meta
there's a few...
and the Nashka.
Duke's Dear Fraser, as far as I'm aware, can't be poisoned.
Or poison bars just infinite.
Yeah. Anyway, so I mean, you can block all the Flexor Century's attacks. The main strategy with the Flexor Century is you want to stay towards his barbed club's end.
Yeah, because he's arced sword end has crazy quick combos. Even has a spin to win, and it has a grab where he sticks you up against the roof of the boat and then just shreds you to pieces.
Yeah.
It does high damage, but the barbed club end is really easy. And of course, the longer you're in this fight, the higher the water levels get as well. Now, the higher the water levels get, the more, the less mobility you have. You dodge slower, you wade slower in general.
Yeah.
So you want to try and kill this guy as quickly as possible so that you don't get affected by that.
Now, the Flexor Century is obviously strong to fire, but you do so much damage with the fire longsword that it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, now the Flexor Century's biggest weakness is lightning. That, of course, is implied due to the fact that there is a shit ton of water nearby.
Yeah.
And the Flexor Century is neutral to magic and dark. Now, you do get dark resin if you're not using the fire longsword, so that can do a bit of good damage as well.
Now, again, here you'll see Lucatiel take some amount of aggro from the Flexor Century, and
this is the only time it's actually a bad thing because we want Lucatiel to survive, and as you can see, I'm getting right up in front of the Sentry trying to draw the aggro, but instead both of us are just getting clubbed, so I figure, fuck it, go to the sword side, try and drag the aggro that way, because Lucatiel's just standing there.
So I mean, as you can see, Lucatiel here is a bit of a liability. It's good for being a meat shield if that's all you need her for and you don't care about her stuff. But again, to reiterate, Lucatiel is a Malentiable quest character, an NPC. So if you kill Lucatiel, then Lucatiel will drop Lucatiel's mask and the sword. I don't know, but the point, not the sword. She drops the mask anyway, and you can buy the rest of her equipment off Malentia.
Right, you can buy the rest of her armor. The only way to get her sword is via her quest. The only way to get the Morass sword is via quest. The other option is to get the old Morass sword from Azlatiel later on in the game, but that has a very low drop rate and it's a red phantom.
Yeah.
So good luck. But yeah, so just kill the sentry as quickly as possible because Lucatiel is literally fucking useless. Like Slayer Gaping Dragon, useless. Worse than that, because there's a glitch where sometimes she doesn't even enter the boss arena.
Yep.
She just stands outside and it's like, great, so I'll just take on this buffed boss by myself then, Lucatiel, thank you.
So up here you'll find your first dose of pyromancy in the game.
Yep.
Now,
the flame and the fireball, I believe it is.
It's still pretty shit. Pyromancies have been kind of spaced out in this game where you don't really get a good one for
You don't get a good
quite
one
a long
until
time.
near enough the end of the game.
So you would never really do any decent amount of damage with pyromancy, hence why we kind of
Plus, you can't upgrade the pyromancy flame until you get your hands on a fragrant branch of yore, and that takes a bit of time as well.
Yeah, and it's just not worth it. So
No, not at this point.
that's pretty much it for the Warf.
So you just take the boat to the Bastille, and that is it. Now, we're not going to go back to Medulla yet. We're going to do that in the next video because we want to keep these videos divided into the actual sections they are. But the next area is the remainder of the Lost Bastille. We done a bit of it at the end of the Forest of the Fallen Giants video. So if you haven't seen that, go back and have a look in case there's anything you missed. But that's it pretty much. So
if you want to watch the Haid guide, then click the left annotation, and if you want to watch the Lost Bastille guide, click the right annotation. Now remember, if you want to support us, then we've got a donation link in the description box.
Yep, but a comment, a like, or even a subscribe is more than enough to support the channel. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So definitely, guys, if you're interested in keeping up with the channel, any information on the guide, etc., then follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and our streams are beyond hilarious. So please, make one of the streams if you do get a chance to. I don't think we've had any issues with the stream, really.
Yeah.
Like, no one's complained other than a few people in chat, which is done, basically. So
anyway, hope you enjoyed this guide and we hope it was informative. Remember, if there's anything we've missed out, tell us in the comments so we can annotate it in, but we're pretty sure we've not missed out anything.
Yeah, we're fairly confident that we've hit everything this time around.
Anyway, we'll see you in the next video, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.